there I was, eating nasi padang in my dining table. Listen first, listen first. I was eating nasi padang in my table, completely no distraction at all. Why? Because my phone is left charged in my room, untouched. I was so bored because apparently eating nasi padang by myself isn't entertaining but for me, and like, you know, as that boredom started to seep in, my mind started to wander to this one particular moment that happened that morning. I had like this silly discussion with my friend about, actually, I was complaining to them that how inconvenient it is if I had to order online food that when the restaurant isn't even 10 steps away from our school. Like, it's so expensive to order online these days, dude. You agree, right? Yeah. And so my solution was, why don't we just hire someone to like do it manually for us? Which is very silly, I think. But then it somehow spiraled into this deep thought about making a movie. Something about like social inequalities and how they can bond with food. Something like, I won't really delve deep into that topic right now. One thing is that it fascinates me on how unique and unpredictable your brain works. How did I go from just eating nasi padang and then suddenly a whole movie idea? I'm not talking just a movie idea here, like a whole movie idea with the ending and the character, the plot, and stuff like that. Like, how many moments would I miss if my nose was stuck up into my phone screen? Like, I don't think I would even have the movie right now, or even the movie script. Now I want to ask you guys here, who here has phones in their pocket, in their bags? You can raise your hand. Look, I see a lot of people here. This thing, small rectangular thing that fits into our pocket, has really made a big difference in our life. It literally is in every part, almost in every part of our life, actually. Like when we sleep, when we eat, or we literally take them everywhere with us. It wakes us up, it stays us connected with other people, it entertains us, and most importantly, it keeps us busy. Busy without actually doing anything. And that's where the problem arises. You see, when you feel a little bit overwhelmed or bored, um, we just have this thought of like, oh, why don't I just take a break and scroll social media for at least like 10 minutes per se. You scroll, and then scroll a little bit more until you realize 2 hours has passed. That's relatable, right? 2 hours has passed. And that's where the problem is, especially with my generation, Gen Zs. We've um I think we've limit ourselves into actually thinking, feeling, or even feel bored by itself. We've filled all these gaps of stillness and boredom with entertainment, like easy entertainment, like phones. And well, yeah, that's all. So, based on studies, boredom is a negative feeling for one to feel. It's completely normal for us to find coping mechanism for boredom. And as Katie Tam even said, a researcher from University of Toronto, we feel bored when we're under or even overstimulated. Only then we will not feel bored if we find something that's the right portion for us, something that's not easy, either it is too hard. Back in the days, our coping mechanism was much more healthier. Before there's advanced technologies like phone. I mean, like, you guys probably used to go outside, right? Or take a walk or play sports, probably. Or maybe just let boredom be as it is. Is it true? Yeah. But as throughout the years, we have this technology called phone. And people have learned that it's so effective in elevating negative feeling like boredom. So as they cope with this, no, as they rely with this coping mechanism, they became more dependent on it. And instinctively, whenever we feel like we're bored or everything is uninteresting for us, instantly, okay, let's just turn on our phone. What's the most popular form of entertainment in social media right now? in the last 3 years, I guess. TikTok, yes. And what is it about TikTok? Scrolling, right? Yes, scrolling, doom scrolling to be exact. The endless loop of scrolling in your social media. So, what's so bad about this form of entertainment? First of all, what happens when you doom scroll is that your brain receives so much information and dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical linked to reward and pleasure, in which your brain really loves for it. That's why when you first start scrolling social media, you literally crave for it. No, it's like fun and exciting at the first place. But gradually, as you start scrolling more into deeper rabbit holes, it the spark doesn't really, you know, not as fun as it is when you first started. It's starting to get a little bit boring. But then at the same time, your brain still craves for it. Now, this also affects your attention span in some ways, since the videos are so short, like 15 to 30-second type short. This is backed by research. I taken this paper from Dr. Dok Chung Lee, I think. He is a psychiatrist from Yonsei University in Korea, in which he conducted an MRI scan to participant with problematic social media use. It is found that in the attention part region of the brain, the signal had weakened because of that problematic social media. So it's safe to assume that, it's safe to say that this kind of thing has direct problems to our attention and uh, impulsive control. That's why whenever we feel bored, we instinctively think of our phone. So now, how do we solve this problem? How do we face this problem? First of all, as an addictive myself, in the whole pandemic, I was so addicted with TikTok. I thought like, okay, I had to stop. I need to stop doing this. My first step was to install this app called Indistractable, which quite literally make your phone like a dumb phone, Nokia type phone thingy, in which it makes your UI more simple like this. You see how vibrant color attracts your eyes more, and this apps help you make like the UI more boring so that you don't get interested in playing phones. But truly, guys, it doesn't work because at last that temptation, like when you're deep into the doom scroll thing, you just want it more, want it more, and want it more. The most effective way to actually get rid of the distraction is literally to delete the distraction, and it's pretty hard for me to do. The TikTok one, I deleted TikTok for almost. I'm clean of TikTok for almost like 3 years by now. I'm so proud of myself because it was really distracting. Yeah, but as any like any other addictives, I still relapse and I do other the social media like Instagram or YouTube. But yes, that's truly the most effective one, to delete the distraction itself. Now that you've deleted the distraction, what do you do with all the time that you have now? I took inspiration from Alex Boak. He is a cinematographer, and he had this video where he document his journey on minimizing screen time, connecting more with other people. He categorized the activities into three things. First of all is art recovery and discovery. Since he is a creative worker himself, he felt like the work he create is more just for his work, um, less more for himself. He feel the need to create more for himself now that he had all this time. And I think this does not only apply with creative worker. I think it only also applies with non-creative. Maybe there are things that you haven't like continued doing. Maybe like there is a project, personal project that we haven't continued doing, and then that you have all this time, no distraction, you can continue doing that personal project. And then the discovery one is more about experimenting with anything actually. Like even Alex Bogue himself claims that he only started seriously painting. He started only serious experimenting with painting in the ripe age of 30. So it really just means exploring anything. Maybe You never done coding and you want to do coding, even if you're like 50 or 60. It's about exploring. Second one is introspective art. I think this is the most important one. It's the simple act of being there and being aware of your situation right now. It's the most easy and difficultest thing to do. Literally, when you're on the way to work or when you're going home from work, walking down the street, just being there and observing everything around you. The third one is general maintenance. Maybe there are like a door handle that you haven't thought about fixing, and then like now you have all this time. Maybe you can just fix it and let it be. Or there's like reorganizing. Love reorganizing. Whenever I feel bored, I reorganize the interior of my room. Something like that. Well, basically, what I want you to do is observe more, think, and feel. Less screen time. Because truly, when you actually step out of this endless loop of doom scroll or internet distraction, you'll find out that you have a lot more time than you thought you would be. Yeah. And yeah, so and we also have to let that boredom be, as mentioned in the introspective art act. Because as we open ourselves up to boredom, we also open ourselves up to endless possibilities of imagination. We let ourselves feel, think, and even be creative again. So I think it's time for us to treat boredom as a chance and as a beginning to something better. That's my TED Talk, y'all. Thank you.